Over the weekend, performing arts professionals, they staged a silent flash mob in Times Square. But this one, it wasn't about singing or dancing. It was meant to draw attention to gun violence in America and with a reference to Newtown. A couple hundred gathered, then slowly collapsed on the ground and laid there for 26 seconds, symbolizing, of course, the victims of the shooting attack at Sandy Hook Elementary School. Protesters then drew chalk lines around the bodies in the ground. It is estimated that more than 2,200 people have died from gun violence since Newtown. Now, I don't care where you are on this debate, okay? And there's good and reasonable sides on both sides of this issue, but 2,200 people have died just since Newtown. I mean, just process that for a second here. And meanwhile, in Utah over the weekend, the NRA's Wayne LaPierra said that the president, he is going to confiscate guns from American citizens. Not control, but he's coming to take your guns away.
As we sit here tonight, we are now facing the single most devastating attack on the Second Amendment that this country has ever seen. You know, the media called me crazy when I said that given a second term, Obama would come after our guns. Okay, I was wrong. He did it before his second term had even officially begun. This so-called universal background check that you're hearing about all over the media and from President Obama and some of the other politicians in Washington is aimed at one thing. It's aimed at registering your guns. And when another tragic opportunity presents itself, that registry will be used to confiscate your guns.
Okay, now again, not to let facts get in the way of a good story, but Mr. LaPierra supported, by the way, a universal background check and testified in Congress to that. Again, that's pesky little facts. And secondarily, nobody other than him is really suggesting that the president or Joe Biden, who's talking about his shotguns, right, is coming to take your guns away. So wherever you're on the debate, the issue is how much of this is making the NRA, is uncredible a word? Well, you know where I'm going with this. But the National Rifle Association, in addition to that, also took the opportunity to unveil the latest ad campaign. I want you to take a listen.
In a recent closed-door speech to donors, politicians, and media, Bill Clinton spoke about American gun owners. Quote, "A lot of these people, all they've got is their hunting and their fishing, or they've been listening to this stuff for so long that they believe it all," unquote. And we all remember Barack Obama's 2008 comments to a room of San Francisco elites. Quote, "It's not surprising then they get bitter. They cling to guns or religion," unquote. The arrogance of their superiority requires this reminder. They don't rule us. They don't give us rights. We grant them power. They don't make us safe. We pay to protect them. They don't make us free. We're free already. And as long as we have the Second Amendment, we always will be. We are America, and our politicians are only as powerful as we, the people, allow them to be.
Okay. And I just gave them a free ad. But anyway, my point is this is better than the one talking about the kids getting the Secret Service, I guess, but they're speaking to a smaller and smaller audience, yeah. Bill.
I think what they're doing right here is they're getting more dues-paying members. It's not about winning the argument. I mean, he runs a trade association, and what they're doing is playing to their base, driving home the message to their base, ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. That's what he's doing.
But Evan, what I don't get is, I know Bill's 100% right. They actually don't have as much influence as everyone's led to believe. 75% of their own membership back the idea of a universal background check, and 93% of Americans do. Yet their opposition is having some kind of a chilling effect to scare enough people. Can you give me a short answer as to why?
Putting aside mental illness as a possibility, I think the real question as to what their impact's going to be is going to be seen tomorrow in Illinois. The pro-NRA candidate in a crowded congressional special election that's being targeted by gun control advocates. We'll see how well they do in a Democratic primary in Chicago. All right, something to keep an eye on. Now, when we come back, we're going to be talking about those Oscars last night. Good, bad, or something else. We'll be right on that after this. Stay with us.